we asked Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, what are some of your questions on impeachment? And per usual, you all had some, including some weird ones. Right now. Big happenings here on Capitol Hill are frequented by protesters. I mean, for big events such as the confirmation of Brett Kavanaugh to big votes on major legislation. But I'll tell you, every day so far of the Senate impeachment trial, there's been huge crowds of protesters along the lawn of the Capitol, along the streets, greeting senators each day as they come to the Capitol. The other day, we saw a protester who burst through the chamber and was shouting out to senators, and we saw a brief pause in the trial.
The Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery.
In the halls of the Capitol, you could hear this protester yelling, "Schumer is the devil," and yelling about abortion and impeachment. He was arrested by Capitol Police. So this honestly made me chuckle a little bit. Obviously, Mr. Dershowitz has found himself in the middle of a number of huge cases, and he's also frequently on TV, on Fox News. He's a very popular lawyer. But as far as being the attorney of the millennia, O.J. Simpson trial happened in the last millennia, and obviously this one in this millennia. So technically, if he were, he would be the attorney for 2 millennia. So if you've paid attention to the internet over the last several days as the Senate impeachment trial has been underway, you've probably seen a few posts about senators drinking milk and water. It's a weird rule, but it was adopted back in 1966 when Senator Dirksen of Illinois famously asked for a cup of milk during a long debate over labor laws. Basically, he argued that water was very thin and he needed something more filling. Lots of senators throughout the impeachment trial have been seen sipping from glasses of milk. Kind of helps you stay awake, a little bit more filling than water, and it's something you'll probably see a lot more as the Senate impeachment trial continues.
If there is no objection, the Journal of Proceedings of the trial are approved to date. Hearing no objection, so ordered.
Now, first off, this is a long shot. The Senate would need 67 votes to actually remove the president from office. Right now, Republicans hold a majority in the Senate, so Democrats have an uphill battle to make this even a possibility. But if the Senate were to actually convict Trump and remove him from office, Vice President Mike Pence would become president.
And although the power of the congressional subpoena has been affirmed repeatedly by the courts, enshrined in the rules of the House and Senate, and respected by executive branch agencies for centuries, if the president chooses to ignore our subpoenas, our power as a branch of government, our ability to do our jobs, our ability to keep an administration in check, our ability to make sure that the American people are represented by a Congress and not just by a president, is diminished.
So when the House was still investigating as part of its impeachment inquiry, House Democrats were asked this question a lot. Not just about expediting their cases through the legal system, but why they weren't working harder to actually get lawsuits filed, and argued that they were entitled to particular witness testimony and documents. Well, the legal system does take a while, and that was their main argument. Every single decision, even if they got it expedited, even if a judge ruled tomorrow, every single one of those decisions could be appealed and appealed again and appealed again, all the way up to the Supreme Court. And typically, these decisions aren't done overnight. They allow time for both the defendant and also the plaintiff to make arguments, to go through case law, to go through precedent, to go through past legal opinions, to really make their case and make it strong.